Alrighty, so we're going to start transplanting these into pots. I'll go ahead and take them out of here. This is just a little burlap cover to keep the sun directly off of those roots, but you can see they definitely got some nice little roots going there. These are going to be perfect for transplanting into some dirt now. So I've just got these little pots. I've got these soaking in water so that they're good to go. They've got a little hole in the bottom for drainage. I'm not going to worry about putting any aggregate in the bottom of these because the hole is so small, and they probably won't be their permanent home. These are just to get them to people that I'm going to be giving them to. So I'm just going to use these, and I've never used this particular potting mix before, but I do try to stick with organic. I usually use my own compost and soils, but since I moved, I don't have all of that nifty stuff anymore, so I'm doing with what I got here, and we'll see how it goes. Other things I'm going to do, these are they're actually things they use in restaurants for sauces and stuff. I still had a sleeve of them left from back when I was teaching painting classes. I used to put the paint in these so that I could transport them to the class so that everybody could have their own little bucket of paint. But I'm thinking they might make a good little, water catch for these little planters. I think that'll work just fine, and then that way when they're watered it won't overflow or drip on anything or any surface that they might have them in until they get them transplanted into bigger pots. So I think that's going to be a good use of those. And since these are such small little pots, it's going to be a little different process probably than a normal pot. Normally I would take the pot and scoop it most of the way full of dirt and then stick the plant root into that. Well, I could probably still do it with these. These are just such tiny little pots. I was worried that I might have to put the plant in first and then kind of feed the root around it. But I think what I'll do, and I'll clean it up after I get it in here, I'm just going to take one of these pretty little variegateds. It's got a nice little root system on here. Let's see if I can do this and hold the phone at the same time. And I'm just going to kind of poke the roots down in that little hole I made, and I'm just going to give it a little spin so that those roots kind of coil up around, and then I'll just put a little bit more dirt right in on top of that. Oh, I'm all tangled. This one's got a hold of me. Let's see if we can poke some of that existing dirt down over the top, and then we'll just take a little. These are such tiny little pots. They're so cute. And I just want to make sure my leaves, these variegated ones the leaves tend to curl a lot. So I'm just trying to unbury those there. We'll put a little more dirt on this other side here. And the reason I soaked the pots first is just so that they're already good and wet. It's going to help keep and maintain that moisture in there once I get it watered so that they get the best start possible. And again, I'm not adding any root stimulators or anything to this. The original roots just formed in plain old tap water. Nothing fancy. I know you can get root stimulating hormones and stuff like that, but spider plants just really don't need them. They're such a hardy plant. Like I said, they can even live just in the water if you wanted to just leave them like that forever and ever. The thing is, you'd want to have a container that doesn't allow them to dip so far in because you don't want to get any rot on the leaves that are submerged. But once I get them all planted, I'll use this water that I've got these sitting in and just give them a little bit of water to make sure that they're good to go. Maybe clean them up a little bit so that they're pretty when I give them away. So there's one. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of them done. This is kind of a messy process, is why I'm doing it outside. Because I'm making a mess down on the ground, and here I can just sweep it outside. Or sweep it, between the slats and let it fall on the ground underneath the deck. So this is definitely not something you want to do, over a white carpet. Well, now I just gotta water them, but they're all in their little pots. Alright, they all look pretty good. You can hear my neighbor's dogs barking, sorry about that. But they're all planted, and now I'm just gonna use, this is one of my soap carving boxes. Soap won't hurt the plants, by the way. It's actually good, it keeps bugs away. So I'm going to go ahead and just set these in here. It'll give me a nice place to store them while I'm waiting to transport them. I'll probably clean them up again one more time just because they're kind of messy after watering them. And you can see that little container kind of holds the water there. So anyways, I'll get them all put in here, and then they're gonna go to good homes soon. And they fit perfectly. Awesome. All done.